Israel under Netanyahu is trying to take over the White House right now through Susie Wilds, through their consultancy. It's happening, and it's a big problem. Not a military takeover, but a bureaucracy intelligence takeover. So you guys that have been harping on that, I'm sad to say you're vindicated, because now it's out in the open. But the good news is people are really waking up. I think you agree with that statement. How is Netanyahu and their lobby going to respond to that?
They're going to double down. They're not going to give up. Like, you see how arrogant it is. He walked into the White House and gave Trump a pager. A pager is like a death threat. If you're handing her a pager, that's they kill people. And then Trump pulled out his chair and gave him the White House. They clearly got something on him. There's the Epstein files and blackmail. That's a big thing they do. Israel. It's not new. Ray Cohen, who was Trump's mentor, he ran blackmail operations. He's a gay Jewish guy. He had blackmail of J. Edgar Hoover, who was the head, was the FBI or CIA?
FBI.
Head of FBI. He had blackmail of him, like dressed as a tranny, giving a blowjob. That's why he gave that to Meyer Lansky. That's why Meyer Lansky, the head of the Mafia, who was again Jewish, not Italian, never went to prison. All the Italian guys did. So it goes beyond just bribery. And this Netanyahu is so arrogant. So the world's waking up. But
by the way, that's true in even mainline criminology, but it's not on like History Channel. That when the Italian Mafia went against the Jewish financier mafia, that's when the FBI was greenlit to finally go, okay, La Cosa Nostra exists. Until the mid-50s, they said it didn't exist. Then the media and Hollywood only said mafia was Italian when every group had mafia. The WASP mafia is so powerful, they didn't call it that. They called it the CIA. And literally, the Jewish mafia had the FBI shut down the Italian mafia because they got too big for the britches.
Yep, they had blackmail on Hoover, so they went after and shut down the Italian mafia, and then the Jewish mafia, they infiltrated their government. So that's the problem. It's not the Jews. I have Jewish friends. That's the problem with saying the Jews. Not the Jews. It's the Jewish mafia has managed to infiltrate our government and take it over.
And that's why I've had an issue. I've criticized Israel plenty, but everybody that literally thinks if I slip on a banana peel, Jews did, and they go, and they love Hitler and stuff, there's that other extreme insanity. But Hitler's been dead for 80 years. We're dealing right now with Netanyahu and Mossad trying to take the government over.
No, exactly. It's currently going on, and it goes beyond Netanyahu. I mean, he's obviously a major power player. He actually helped steal nuclear triggers from America for their nuclear programs they stole from us. He's like an evil man. He disrespects America.
They sell it all to China.
Yep. He brings bags of dirty laundry and throws them like, wash these. He just completely disrespects us. He disrespected Trump after the election. He said that he called and congratulated.
First world leader to congratulate Biden.
And then Trump kisses his ass, calls him the greatest man in the world. It's so embarrassing. I was a Trump supporter, but it's like, I didn't vote for him this election. It's like, clearly something's wrong. He is in the files. What he's in for the files, we don't know. The fact that Elon Musk said it and he didn't respond. If Elon Musk said I was in Epstein files and I wasn't, I'd be like, I wasn't. And also Kash Patel, when Joe Rogan asked him.
I was about to say, this adds a lot of credibility to Elon.
Exactly. Because, I mean, imagine if Elon said you were in the Epstein files.
I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's that obviously that you could potentially.
I'd sue him.
Yeah, there could be a lot of different things in there, but it could be as bad as fucking kids. So if someone says that, yeah, I'm going to say I didn't do it. That's a big deal if Elon Musk says that. And the fact that he wouldn't respond and Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan that day, and would he say something like, I'm not comfortable answering that question, that means, yeah, he's in the files. What he's in there for, now we don't know. There's a wide range of what you could be in the files for, but clearly he's in the files, and he's running cover, I think it may be more running cover for these powerful Jewish donors. It was clearly an Israeli blackmail operation. The prime minister of Israel flew from Israel.
Ehud Barak.
Yeah, 34 times in I think 4 years to go meet with them, and he would sneak in. Like, how crazy is that? 34 times for personal meetings. This is like, it was funded by the Wexner guy who his organization was funded to help Israel. He was a math teacher, then he was a billionaire. They don't know how he got his money.
The government fears Alex Jones, who has the largest audience in the country, bigger than any of the networks, the biggest megaphone in the country.
The deep state hates Alex Jones with a vengeance.
Alex Jones is the most extraordinary person I've ever met.
All right, I remember years and years ago, now that I got to know him, watch him meeting Jake Shields. I think you were here in town for MMA or something. And he's a 5-time world champion fighter turned podcaster, commentator, Jake Shields, JJ, fightbackpodcast.com. And needless to say, he's not a big fan of Israel. So some stations don't carry this first 5, so we'll get into all the meat and potatoes coming up. But I'm glad you could be here. I had emergency stuff and had to do some DOJ stuff. So I had to leave town. So you couldn't come on last week, but I guess you hung around, so it's good to have you here.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of different stuff. Went to disaster relief for a couple of days. I've been really busy, or only one day, but lots of stuff.
Wow, I want to get your view on that.
Training like Gordon Ryan, all those guys, Tony Hinchcliffe. Like, been a busy week.
Well, awesome, brother. Good to have you here.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you and be friendly again. Like, we had a little misunderstanding, but you're a guy I've always, admired and stuff. So it sucks. Sucks when maybe they said some things I shouldn't, but who knows? Well,
now that I see you in person, I do remember meeting you. Was it for like 10th Planet stuff or something?
We hung out a couple times. I can't remember exactly where.
Yeah.
I think through Joe once. Through
So I've hung out with you. And then
we got along great.
And then it becomes some deal where I saw something about he knows about our blue check marks. I didn't really recognize. I said, I don't know this guy. You're like, bull crap. Here's a picture. And I'm like, oh. And then,
you beat a lot of people, so it's easy to forget. I think I was extra fitted because you wouldn't know this, but when you were banned from Twitter, I fought so hard to get you back with Elon, DMing him. I fought so hard for your free speech.
Well, thanks for doing that. I wasn't really on X when I got kicked off, so I just so 5 years went by. I didn't remember any of it.
I just felt offended that you didn't say, like, oh, Elon shouldn't have took my check mark away. But the past can be the past.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have trouble keeping track of all the stuff going on.
I understand.
I'm glad. Like, if you see all this, there's not a lot of gossip here. It's bad. And I hate censorship, but I'm dealing with all this stuff, You're
dealing with a lot in life. You've gone through a lot. I think it's insane what they've done to you with all the lawsuits.
Well, enough about me. You guys that have been critical of Israel have been vindicated because I never really thought Israel was that powerful, but it's definitely making a move. I mean, Ivan Raiklin is Jewish, Green Beret, you name it. And, he a lawyer, and he's dialed in. He just said, no, Israel's trying to take over the U.S. right now.
Oh, yeah. That's what I saw it, and I had to speak up, and that's why I was going so hard. I mean, that's why I got my check mark. But everyone's seeing it now. It's waking up, Maybe I saw it a little earlier, but once I saw it, I realized I had to risk my life, put everything on the line. I realized this was the most important moment at the moment. We have to push, and the awakening is happening. But now what's next? As you can see, their blackmail operations like Epstein, the control they have, the fact that Trump clearly won't release them. It shows you they can completely control our government. So how are we going to get rid of these parasites? Well, they're definitely trying complete control. We can debate that, but I was always worried about China and stuff. But you heard Raiklin, he's an expert. He's like, militarily it's China, but influence, it's Israel. Yep. It's like a soft coup, which is, it was Cicero said, it's the traitor you got to worry about. Yep. The enemy openly comes with the military. You can fight that. They portray us from within. Like, they take our military secrets and they sell them to China. They stole our nuclear program. Talk about it all when we come back. I ask you, do you like methylene blue? You're already into it, I'm told. You already big methylene blue guy. Well, I sell it too. I won't mention. That's fine. No, say the name of your company. What is it? Because it's Meraki Blue. I don't want to push on my show. Hey, if it's as good, I need to just take. I'm gonna give you. How big a dose you want? Give me a big one. No, I won't push anything I don't believe in. This is I don't care. Hey, listen, everybody that's taking us for blown away. I want your real review. You want some iodine with it? Only makes it stronger. What does that do? This is like medical grade iodine. Not getting me high, are you? No. I want to see what happens. All right, knock that back. It usually hits in 30 minutes. I want to get your review, okay? And if you tell me your sponsor's better, I will talk to you and I'll get them because I only want the best. All right? Whew, it's got some that's good. All right. Everybody, this is strong. I mean, look, I took a lot of other ones, nothing compared to this. So, who knows? If mine's better, maybe you'll sell ours. We'll find out. If yours is better, I'll take yours. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Jake Shields. Yeah, now remember, probably like 6-7 years ago, I was out with Joe Rogan. I guess he was at dinner with us or something, and Jake Shields was there. And then I met him a few more times, and there becomes some beef online. And I was like, I don't remember who this guy is. He gets really pissed off just because I can't keep track of all this. But once I later watch the show, I go, oh yeah, I know that guy, here in person. So I apologize for that. But moving on from that. Yep, that's behind us. That's in the past. You're here right now. And I guess on the Israel issue, I've been focused on China and the globalists and the big banks and the Federal Reserve. And then people always accuse me, and I've talked plenty about Israel and, USS Liberty and all of it forever, and Larry Silverstein and 9/11 and Netanyahu and the neocons. And then when I get accused all the time of people that only cover Israel, working for Israel, it makes me automatically kind of go, these people are all full of crap. But now Israel, we just had, Defense Intelligence Agency guy on, Tucker's exposing it, General Flynn. He's not anti-Israel, but Israel under Netanyahu is trying to take over the White House right now through Susie Wilds, through their consultancy. It's happening, and it's a big problem. Not a military takeover, but a bureaucracy intelligence takeover. So you guys that have been harping on that, I'm sad to say you're vindicated because now it's out in the open. But the good news is people are really waking up. I think you agree with that statement. How is Netanyahu and their lobby going to respond to that? They're going to double down. They're not going to give up. Like, you see how arrogant it is. He walked into the White House and gave Trump a pager. A pager is like a death threat. If you're handing her a pager, that's how they kill people. And then Trump pulled out his chair and gave him the White House. They clearly got something on him. There's the Epstein files and blackmail. That's a big thing they do. Israel. It's not new. Ray Cohen, who was Trump's mentor, he ran blackmail operations. He's a gay guy. He had blackmail of J. Edgar Hoover, who was the head, was the FBI or CIA?
FBI.
Head of FBI. He had blackmail of him, like dressed as a tranny, giving a blowjob. That's why he gave that to Meyer Lansky. That's why Meyer Lansky, the head of the Mafia, who was again Jewish, not Italian, never went to prison. All the Italian guys did. So it goes beyond just bribery. And this Netanyahu so arrogant. So it's the world's waking up. But
by the way, that's true in even mainline criminology, but it's not on like History Channel. That when the Italian Mafia went against the Jewish financier mafia, that's when the FBI was greenlit to finally go, okay, La Cosa Nostra exists. Until the mid-50s, they said it didn't exist. Then the media and Hollywood only said mafia was Italian when every group had mafia. The WASP mafia is so powerful they didn't call it that. They called it the CIA. And literally, the Jewish mafia had the FBI shut down the Italian mafia because they got too big for the britches.
Jake Shields built his name in the cage. Now he's taking the fight to the narrative. The Fight Back podcast doesn't hold back. No filters. No corporate strings. If you're tired of the same recycled lies, support real independence. Visit fightbackpodcast.com. Pick up something from the shop, because truth needs muscle, and you're part of the resistance.
Yep, they had blackmail on Hoover, so they went after and shut down the Italian mafia, and then the Jewish mafia, they infiltrated their government. So that's the problem. It's not the Jews. I have Jewish friends. You know, that's the problem with saying the Jews, not the Jews. It's the Jewish mafia has managed to infiltrate our government and take it over.
And that's why I've had an issue. I've criticized Israel plenty, but everybody that literally thinks if I slip on a banana peel, Jews did it, and they go, you know, and they love Hitler and stuff. There's that other extreme insanity. But Hitler's been dead for 80 years. We're dealing right now with Netanyahu and Mossad trying to take the government over.
No, exactly. It's currently going on, and it goes beyond Netanyahu. I mean, he's obviously a major power player. He actually helped steal nuclear triggers from America for their nuclear programs they stole from us. He's like an evil man. He disrespects America.
They sell it all to China.
Yep. He brings bags of dirty laundry and throws them like, wash these. He just completely disrespects us. He disrespected Trump after the election. He said that he called and congratulated.
First world leader to congratulate Biden.
And then Trump kisses his ass, calls him the greatest man in the world. It's so embarrassing. I was a Trump supporter, but it's like I didn't vote for him this election. It's like clearly something's wrong.
Well, what's happened with the Jewish lobby is they're using World War II to say, if you don't support us, you're Nazis. Both my grandfathers were in the Army Air Corps. They both almost died. Yeah. They would never even talk about it. I never got my dad's file, but we got my grandfather's file after he died. My dad found it many years later in like a lockbox. You know, B-17s, you know, volunteered more than the 22 missions, did 2 more missions. So I guess 60 plus missions out of North Africa into Italy, then out of Italy, all that, you know, planes blowing up, his buddies all dying. He would never even, he said, oh, I was just, you know, I did nothing in the war, because he just couldn't even talk about it. Meanwhile, I'm almost don't exist because of fighting Hitler, and I get called Hitler by the ADL. I take that pisses me off. I'm not Hitler. You guys say you're Captain America. No, you're Captain Israel. And I'm sick of your shit.
Yeah, fuck the ADL too. That's they're coming after me, obviously. No, the whole thing, it's...
You know what would happen if all of our power plants and food processing were bombed for years? People starved to death en masse. Yeah. So my dad's dad, again, would talk about that. My dad told me, he would never tell me. But because after the bombing campaign, he was an officer, so they put him in charge of food convoys. In Italy and then in Germany. And it was just dead bodies everywhere, typhoid, you name it. They did have all these, you know, it was dead bodies everywhere.
Yeah, there was definitely bodies in the camps. There's no denial about that.
Well, there was 24 million Germans died. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of dead people.
Yeah, it was the whole war was.
And Hitler definitely had a final solution to put in forced labor camps.
That 100% agreement there. The rest of it, I'm not making a strong case either way. I'm just saying.
Well, no. The issue becomes with the exaggerations. But I mean, you know, but it gets worse than that. Did you know the top SS officer was this Otto Sikarsky or whatever? He was like the top SS guy. He got hired by the Mossad at the end of the war.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I'll look up the exact name. I always get he's Austrian, but it's like a Polish name. But
they're so good at infiltrating from within. That's how they win. They infiltrate the other side. They have spies everywhere.
You know, her, Joseph Goebbels was Jewish.
I knew one of the guys. I didn't know it was Goebbels. I thought it was someone else.
A bunch of them.
You know, there was a couple of Jews that worked for Hitler. I didn't think it was Goebbels. I think he wasn't, because he wasn't a big fan of the Jews.
Well, let's let's pull up a picture of Joseph Goebbels.
He's a crypto Jew.
Oh my God. Well, my issue is, that's another issue. I've studied the Nazis. They were into the occult, really bad guys. So just because one group's got problems doesn't mean the other group's good. Does that make sense?
100% makes sense. And I haven't done enough like deep research to have a strong opinion on.
I mean, Joseph Goebbels, he looked pretty Jewish to me.
Could be.
No, he was Jewish. I think it came out he was.
Yeah, the problem with anything.
Hitler was a quarter Jewish.
Yeah, people say that, but I don't think there's really any evidence of it. I think that's more.
Oh, you know about his father being an illegitimate son of the Rothschild house in Vienna?
I've heard it. I just don't think there's really strong evidence.
Well, the British wartime report declassified in 1976 says he was.
Like, where does this come from?
It was a British wartime report.
Probably from like his enemies.
Why would the British say he was quarter Jewish?
To make people to try to turn the Germans against him.
They never released the document until it was declassified.
I'm skeptical. I'm willing.
You know why Hitler had that mustache? You know why Hitler had the mustache?
He had that like scar across his face.
He thought the nose was too big.
I'm skeptical of him being Jewish, but I'm always willing to listen to others.
Well, I made a joke once on air that you want to attack. I'm Jewish. I'm not Jewish. Just so you know. Do I look very Jewish?
Probably not.
Jake, I'm not very Jewish.
Not a problem with Jewish people. That's funny. People always tell me, like, you hate Jews. You hate.
No, I don't hate Jews either. I'm just telling you, I'm not Jewish.
I don't even like. I just got to the point where I'm not going to constantly sit there and say I don't hate Jews. Because if people constantly accuse you of something, it's like, hey, fine, fuck you then.
Well, I'm proud of everybody's heritage, whether they're African or whether they're Jewish, Chinese, whatever. But I am European. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's not many people you run into every day related to William the Conqueror. I am, so I'm Viking basically.
No, everyone should be proud of their heritage. That's what I tell you. These pro-white groups, they get bashed for it, but other groups don't. Like, why can't people be pro-white? I'm pro-white, but I'm not anti-black because of it.
Well, exactly. I don't like all the anti-white stuff by some black people, but then I don't blame all black people for it.
Exactly.
I judge them by their activity.
100%.
Well, what do you make of some people I see online? What's their names? That just say all Jews are bad. They're all spies. You've got a ton of Jews that are against all these wars and against Netanyahu.
No, I don't think that's good. I think I understand people get radicalized because they see like these Telegram channels of laughing at dead kids. They see like some of these Jews online laughing at it. So they start being they're all like that. But there's no group of people that are all bad. You never want to vilify an entire race.
Okay, well, let's just talk about facts. This saying America is Hitler and any conservative's Hitler has backfired, and now it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and people think it was too hot outside the Jews did it, which have big issues with Israel and Netanyahu. Where do you see this going now that there is a literal giant resurgence the ADL calls anti-Semitism? I call it people around the world who never even thought about Jews being called Hitler all day are a little bit sick of it.
Oh, well, yeah, when they keep calling you an anti-Semite, a Jew hater, it turns you that way. I've been called that, you know, first thing, you know, I started so light, like, hey, I hate all these babies getting killed. Why do you hate Jews? It's insane. And as far as where is this going, I don't know. It's going to be a long, hard battle. And I think, unfortunately, unless some of these Jews reflect and change their attitude, people are going to start hating them. Like, here's a crazy example. I went out, there's this group called Patriot Front. They're a pro-white group. I went out to do disaster relief for them. They're out helping the community. The ADL's bashing them for helping.
So you don't think the Patriot Front's run by feds?
No, I did originally, but after I went and met with them, you know, I've multiple times I've met them now. I've met family members, kids. I've done work with them.
Well, that doesn't mean that some of the members don't mean well.
There's probably some members that are feds, but as a whole, they're...
Oh, sure, but I mean, that's guaranteed. No, but I mean, do you know about...
You should talk to the Thomas Russo. I thought you were feds too, and then I met with...
Thomas Russo is welcome to come on the show.
Yeah, I was blown away when I met this guy. Like, I was like, wow.
Okay, well, why do they wear masks and all the same uniforms and pull up in cars without license plates?
Because lots of them will get fired. Plus, they're banned from all social media, so he was trying to catch attention.
Is this Russo, right?
Yeah, he's such a... Yeah, that's his group. He's such a sharp young man. He's only 26. And again, I wouldn't be part of a white-only group, but I think he has the ability to do that.
Well, I mean, everybody says whites are inherently evil, and it's such anti-white. I don't blame people that think that's what they should do. I get the psychology, but I mean, this would take me hours to get into Patriot Front.
Yeah, I was shocked how
like Blood Tribe, all of it has Fed written all over.
Yeah, I was really shocked. I agreed when I first saw them. 100% agreed where you came from until I met with them, and I was just shocked. Now I've hung out with them on multiple occasions. when I went and did disaster relief with them, I'm like, well, I know you guys prioritize white people, but we're not going to.
Were they doing disaster relief in their outfits?
No. We were working hard, and Thomas was leading.
You're talking about the floods in Texas.
Yeah, the ones that are right here. We went out there, saw the memorials. We helped people.
So what did you do?
We were clearing out houses, helping people try to find family albums, clearing it out, like anything they wanted to do. It was like hard work, and we were out there. Like they were out there for several days. Unfortunately, I could only go one day. People were so thankful. You know, one lady was crying as I found her family album for us. They went through a lot. I walked by the memorials of those girls that died. That camp. It's like, I'm a strong man, but like, you know, like seeing the kids there, it was the closest I've come to like crying in a while. Just seeing this, it's like it's brutal what happened out there. It's just devastating. And you know what? These guys are helping. I don't think feds would go out and work like that.
You know about Elohim City and the Southern Poverty Law Center running it?
What is that?
That's where they set up the Oklahoma City bombing.
I don't know much about that now.
They're very good at getting people roped in. Remember, you know about Randy Weaver, right?
Yeah.
How the FBI tried to recruit him in to infiltrate white supremacist groups. When he wouldn't do it, they came and killed his wife and stuff.
Yeah. Terrible.
They got expert psychological warfare people that go into these groups.
I agree. I think you should talk to him because I'm really good at reading.
Okay. Patriot Front guy, book him.
And
we'll do 2 hours.
I spent, like I said, that's why I spent days around these guys because I wanted to watch how they interacted, how they treated Thomas, and then they started bringing their families around me, their kids, because I could see they started treating me as a brother. At first, they were a little standoffish towards me, but then they started treating me like. I
know, but what I'm saying, Jake, is just because the members who may mean well made you convinced the thing was good, you got to know what's at the center of the spider web.
No, I agreed with your arguments until I met this guy. I recommend you talk to Thomas. Like I said, I was highly impressed with you.
You got his number? Call him after.
Yeah, I do.
Let's call him after the show.
Let's do it. And I'm not endorsing all of his ideology, by the way.
I'm just saying that looks like how they show up at any key battleground area where there's about to be a vote for the Democrats.
I tweeted out that they were feds, so it's like I 100% understand where you're coming from. But like after spending time with this organization, I'm really convinced they're not.
Well, I'm just going to say this helps the Democrats this look. I mean, I just, you know, I look at this, and if I was a Fed, this is what I would do.
Yeah, no, I did kind of tell Thomas that, and he said he has no social media, so he needed to like catch attention. So maybe he would stop doing these type of marches once he gets bigger. I'm not sure. He's banned from X. He's banned from Instagram, YouTube, Rumble. Banned from Rumble. How crazy is that?
Well, that is a sign that they're real. They're banned everywhere.
Yeah, why would they ban feds everywhere? No, I'll call. We can call him after this. It's one of those things because I was in 100% agreement with you, but I'm like, you know what? Why don't I go talk to these guys because no one else is? And I don't see feds working that hard. Like we worked hard out that disaster relief. That was
was the leader out there?
Yeah, he was working hard right alongside us, which makes it easy to work hard, you know.
Well, big picture. Let's play this clip of Trump. This is Trump about 2 hours ago doing a 180 from his 180. So first we're going to release all the Epstein. Then nothing exists. We're not going to release anything. To now, yeah, Pam Bondi can release whatever she wants. Laura Trump goes out and says, we're about to do a bunch of stuff, release stuff. Now the word is they're going to have a special counsel over it. Why would Trump do a 180 from saying he'd release it to saying he wouldn't release it, now saying, okay, we will, here it is.
I think the Attorney General's handled it very well.
How many more states? The Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the DOJ and FBI on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein.
Okay.
On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, you know, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well. And it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
On Texas, how many more seats do you want?
All right, so why do you think Trump did this? I mean, all my sources say Mossad blackmail. Not that he even did it, but people close to him. Trump's covering for people is what I've been told.
Yeah, definitely. He's covered people. And He is in the files. What he's in for the files, we don't know. The fact that Elon Musk said it and he didn't respond. If Elon Musk said I was in Epstein files and I wasn't, I'd be like, I wasn't. And also Kash Patel, when Joe Rogan asked him.
I was about to say, this adds a lot of credibility to Elon.
Exactly. Because, I mean, imagine if Elon said you were in the Epstein files.
I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's that obviously that you could potentially.
I'd sue him.
Yeah, there could be a lot of different things in there, but it could be as bad as fucking kids. So if someone says that, yeah, I'm going to say I didn't do it. That's a big deal if Elon Musk says that. And the fact that he wouldn't respond and Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan that day, and would he say something like, I'm not comfortable asking that question, answering that question, that means, yeah, he's in the files. What he's in there for, now we don't know. There's a wide range of what you could be in the files for, but clearly he's in the files, and he's running cover, I think it may be more running cover for these powerful Jewish donors. It was clearly an Israeli blackmail operation. You know, the prime minister of Israel flew from Israel.
Ehud Barak.
Yeah, 34 times in, I think, 4 years to go meet with them. And he would sneak in. Like, how crazy is that? 34 times for personal meetings? This is like, it was funded by the Wexner guy who, his organization was funded to help Israel. He was a math teacher, then he was a billionaire. They don't know how he got his money.
And that was Bill Barr's dad.
I think he's connected. Well, the guy, he's not.
No, the school, the private school.
That where he was at?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's so many connections everywhere. You can't, it's impossible to deny that it's Israel. It's insane there's still people trying to say it's not Israel. Alan Dershowitz, he's the lawyer who took him to Israel first. I think he's involved in the operation. I don't think he was just on the client list.
Well, I'm not defending Dershowitz, but I don't know. But like, people have a right. People have a right to a lawyer. Yeah. You know, it's like Bannon interviewed Epstein and has a movie come out called Monsters. So they say he's involved. I mean, no, Bannon interviewed him.
Yeah, I don't know anything. But I think that is true. Like But
that's the reason I have trouble getting good lawyers. I have to do now is they all accuse him of being me. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah, but I think just because you talk to someone doesn't mean you endorse their ideas and stuff. So I agree with that. I talk to people that I strongly disagree with. So I didn't know Bannon.
But if you're Epstein and a powerful guy, you're going to hire the top lawyer in the country, Alan Dershowitz.
Well,
I agree. Ehud Barak's here running the blackmail operation. Hey, what do you make of the former Israeli prime minister, the other one, flipping out over this now?
I haven't seen much of that. But Dershowitz wasn't just his lawyer. He was out there all the time. He's the one that brought him to Israel. They were really, really tight in many other ways. Like he's the one that first introduced him to, I think, a lot of these people.
Why do you think Dershowitz is saying release the file then?
Just to bullshit it to make, because he knows they won't, or because he knows they're not releasing the real files.
Well, that's what Trump said, and people said, "Oh, you're covered for Trump." No, the Democrats have had control of this thing for decades now.
They're both
so
sides,
whatever they've got, they've already curated.
Yeah, both sides are on the shit. That's why no one's releasing it, because both sides are guilty. That's why everyone's like, "Oh, Trump's not on it. The Democrats released it." It's like, yeah, because they're on it too. When both sides, that's the problem. Both sides are compromised. So how do we vote our way out of this?
Well, here's my deal. I've been accused of a lot of stuff I didn't do. So proof comes out. I'm not going to sit there and say it. But yeah, it looks really bad what Trump's been doing.
Yeah, and also he's failed us with the Ukraine war too. Said he was going to end that, and he's keeping that going. There's been like over 1 million deaths in that war. That's like 1 million.
Well, and I'm not defending that either, but Russia's got to come to the table too.
Yeah, but like, what? Like, are we even negotiating? Like, really, realistically, Russia's probably going to win that war. Now there's over 1 million people.
They've already won. But no, I mean,
billions wasted, 1 million dead. What have we accomplished?
Well, the problem is NATO's not giving up. And then Trump wants to face save. But I agree. Trump suddenly in the last month been acting really different. Man, after Elon came out and said that about Epstein, it was like it all broke loose after that.
Yeah, I didn't vote this last election because I was seeing these signs right before, and it vindicates my opinion, I think. And I didn't tell anyone not to vote because clearly the other option was even worse. But I just couldn't put my name behind Trump, and he's showing why.
Yeah, you know, the reason I hate this Epstein thing is for a lot of reasons, but obviously Trump's doing so much good, I'd rather be covering that, but then I have a responsibility to cover the bad, or I'm part of it.
But what good is he doing? I guess the border?
Oh, these trade deals are good. I mean, the tax cuts for working class, ooh, that's going to...
Tax cuts are always good.
Well, it's literally finally tax cuts for working people and middle class, but they're big. They're big.
Yeah, no, tax cuts are always big, so I don't know the exact...
Well, that like doubles receipts, what I've seen. This is going to be big.
Yeah, I haven't seen the exact tax cuts, so I don't know.
They're massive.
But I strongly...
No tax on tips?
No, that's good. It doesn't affect me, but it affects a lot.
Oh, that's going to be... Woo.
But no, anything to help the middle class, I would rather...
Yeah, and they've tens of thousands of kids they found. They're finding more. These raids are real. You know. I mean, my point is I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, I don't think he's all bad. I think people make the problem on both sides of he's all good or all bad. Like
well, that's the problem. The Democrats are all bad. So I'm not a lesser of two evils guy, Jake. I mean, like, I can't sit there and go, I'm going to jump out of this leaky boat into no boat at all.
I hate the Democrats, but maybe we could find some common ground with these guys. I don't know. Like, not all Democrats are crazy. Like their leaders are, but if you talk to these people, if you talk to a lot of Democrats, you realize a lot of times they want the same things as you. So we need to find a way to get.
Yeah, man. I mean, 20 years ago, maybe Democrats are evil.
I agree, their leaders are, and some of them, like look what they did with January 6th. That was evil. Putting them in prison. Not that way.
Man, you got open pedophilia with them. You don't need to have it hidden in some file. You got Mayorkas smuggling 350,000 kids in.
It was a bit. How many missing kids? It was in
350,000 under him, man. And that's my answer. Hey, Trump, you know what you really do about Epstein? Arrest Mayorkas and the Democrats, and we'll just shut about Epstein. How about that? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey guys, Jake Shields here. As you know, I have a free speech podcast. To keep that going, it's important to have sponsors and support them. If you want to support them and me, go to antelopehillpublishing.com and be sure to use the promo code FIGHTBACK. They have tons of different books that are hard to get. Today I recommend Opiate of the Masses. It's a full journalistic investigation into the opiate crisis in America. So again, to support the podcast, antelopehillpublishing.com and the promo code FIGHTBACK.
Methylene blue has been used for over 100 years for medical purposes and recently surged back into popularity. It has been shown to help repair brain tissue and improve memory, cognitive function, energy, and mood. Research suggests that methylene blue could have neuroprotective effects, possibly aiding in conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression. Go to MerakiMedicinal.com and use the promo code FIGHTBACK for a discount.
All right, I don't just go off this breaking Daily Mail article and just believe them. I have a lot of sources. I made some phone calls this morning. Indeed, Trump is looking at a special counsel. You saw him earlier in a press conference say he's telling Bonnie to release whatever's there. The Daily Mail now reporting exclusive. Trump's FBI boss, Dan Bongino, who was going to resign over the weekend, escalates Epstein feud with Pam Bondi with bold plan to address failures and the lack of credibility and transparency. He says he wants a press conference and have everything released and to basically give people a roadmap of what is going to be released. So while the deputy director has many significant operations underway that he finds very important to see through, he does plan to continue to fight for transparency and accountability for failures of the Epstein saga, including a press conference from the Attorney General to explain discrepancies in communication directly to the American people. The Justice Department did not respond to request. And so Patel, for his part, dispelled conspiracies that he was also considering a departure from the department's botched handling of the review. Look, I saw her tell the truth about the hidden stuff in New York they raided and got from the FBI that the Democrats controlled. And so then I saw them go deer in the headlights a few months ago and say, it's all over, nothing happened, go away. So I'm not sure who the bad guys and the good guys are here. Are they just wanting Pam Bondi to go on air and embarrass herself?
I think it was true what she said. She had the files, and now they're trying to run cover, and I think this is all just a bunch of bullshit to keep us confused. They're not giving us anything. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong about that, but I don't think they're giving us anything.
Well, I'm not telling Trump how to do a cover-up. At War Game, this listeners go, oh, my God, he's for a cover-up. No, I just said, if you're going to cover up, just say, yeah, we're investigating. Why come out and say he killed himself, the Easter Bunny's real, Santa Claus is real, there was no foreign intelligence, there were no victims. You know, basically, Jeffrey Epstein was a model citizen. Why would you do that unless you had a deal with people blackmailing you to say that?
That's what I think's happening. They cut a minute out of the footage they released. How crazy is that? Here's the footage with a minute cut out of Epstein's thing.
And then it's from around the corner of the cell bay.
But yeah, the cameras went out. The guys fell asleep. It's clearly all bullshit. But the people's waking up. The awakening's happening. I don't know what they're going to do.
Well, that was my next question. You said during the break, false flag.
Yep, I think they're doing another false flag. And you were actually early on with 9/11. You were one of the first guys to talk about the Israel is probably connected to 9/11. You, as far as...
Well, there was no probably. It was Netanyahu with the neocons in charge then.
So it's so crazy that you, like said, saw that back then. I think they're going to do a big false flag on America. I think they're going to attack it, and they're going to try to blame it on the Muslims.
Well, what people do with my show, and I've been on the air 31 years, in April, 31 years, 31 plus, is they always pick and choose and cherry pick. I interviewed more people in the U.S. of celebrity because most of them have been dead for decades. I interviewed the Judge Advocate General that held the secret hearings. I interviewed the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Moore. I interviewed most of the ship.
Yep.
I made a film about it. And then people go, oh, look, Candace Owens is covering it. You never covered it. You're a traitor. I've always covered it. People don't cover what I cover at the time. And they take a clip where I say, in general, I'm not against Israel. I don't hate Jews in general. And they go, oh, look, he's pro-Israel. It's horse crap.
You've done amazing work for 30 years. I think maybe you were a little distracted and you kind of missed a trend, and now you're on it. That things happen in life. You were to deal with a crazy lawsuit. They were shutting you down. You were in a really tough time in life, but you've done some of the best work.
Yeah, but I was
credit.
Well, thank you. But I was talking about Israel the whole time.
Yeah, no, exactly.
People just got on this thing that I wasn't, so they'd ignored it. Or they take a clip and go, why is he suddenly doing this? Why is he suddenly doing that? China literally controlled half the Democrats. I mean, China is a big issue.
It's a problem too, yeah.
So, and every time I talk about China, oh, you're covering for Israel. No, there's more than one group trying to control the country.
Yeah, no, there 100% is. I just think maybe this current war, people felt like you weren't doing enough. But like I said, you had a lot going on in life. I mean, there's what they're doing.
Well, I certainly did not talk about Israel enough because I was under their payroll.
Yeah.
That is complete horse crap.
I think you were dealing with these lawsuits, other things.
Well, I mean, 3 years ago, they had an ADL national function, and their main mission was arrest me. Did you see that?
No, but it doesn't surprise me.
No, they had Sacha Baron Cohen saying arrest people like Alex.
That Sacha, but he was Borat. He made fun of other people. Now he's trying to get us arrested. How crazy.
But I just love the ADL is saying arrest me and is literally trying to destroy me, and then I work for them. It's preposterous.
No, 100%.
Here's my deal. Israel has been a powerful manipulative force since they were set up at 47. There's no doubt. But until now, they did not become the conspiracy theory and openly try to take over the administration, which they basically have done to a great extent. So now, because it's true, I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I think they've been doing stuff for a while. They tried to kill President Truman. They bombed the Liberty, which, you covered. They likely killed JFK or were involved. They're likely involved with 9/11. They've been manipulating America for a long time.
Well, no, they were definitely not involved at the center of 9/11. Yeah. Netanyahu and that group, not Israel and but yes, but
didn't you call that out like the day after, which is pretty?
Yeah, I did.
Pretty impressive.
Well, yeah, I said Israel.
Credit for this. Like you said, you were in a tough time for a minute with that lawsuit you were going through and stuff. So it's like, but now we're here. Now we're talking.
Yeah, but Jake, I'm not disagreeing with you, but people act like that lawsuit had anything to do. It had nothing. Listen. The more aggressive and radical I am, the more popular I am. Me being sued and all that, I covered all this.
No, I know.
People just decided to never magnify the clips.
I don't really watch full shows. I
get it. I don't either.
I don't watch my own show.
Enough time to do the show. Believe me, I ain't sitting around watching myself. God, I can't stand it.
I appreciate you having me on and having these talks. And it's like, what's the end game? What are they trying to do? I think they're doing another false.
Well, yeah, instead of whether Alex Jones works for Israel or not, or if it is Alex Jones Jewish, which I am Jewish, so is Jake. We're both bar mitzvah together.
I'm only 3/4.
That's a joke, folks. It's a joke. They'll take it out of context, though.
Yeah.
If you say right now you're Jewish, they'll take it out. Because it's not only Israel have problems with it, it's people that then put out disinfo about it that discredit it. Mm-hmm. Is my point. But what I'm getting at here is, we talked about it in the break. 100% Netanyahu blueprinted and with Dick Cheney and Rumsfeld and Wolfowitz and Pearl, they ran 9/11. Yep. That would take 10 hours to go through.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew it the day of. The day of, Joe Rogan called in. He's listened all the time then. And he's like, Alex, this is discrediting. You're going too far. No, I said it the day of because I knew about the neocons being Israeli. Mm-hmm. And I knew it, so that's why, because they said, we need a new Pearl Harbor, we need a terror attack to get control domestically and foreign. 3,000 deaths would be nice. It's in the report, and 3,000 is what died. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't make this up. And then Larry Silverstein getting double the insurance.
Yeah, he was an Israeli friend. Got that right before. That's the only.
But it's worse than that. Back then, the internet was not archived. You'd see something, that was it. On the news, they said they blew up Building 7 that day. I saw it.
They said it before they collapsed.
Yeah. But then it took 5 years for them to archive it. But what was crazy is they were so lazy, they still put MSNBC, CNN the same year. 2005, they archived the whole days everywhere, BBC. And suddenly we had them. Solomon Brothers, Building 7 has fallen its own footprint. It's right behind them.
Standing still. That was so crazy.
Yeah. So that's why to me, it's not about credibility. It's about reality. I was the first to expose it.
You were, and I have so much respect for you. So I'm so glad we're friends now instead of like fighting over stupid stuff.
But But Jake, thank you. But we got to go further. It wasn't just Israel. When I exposed the USS Liberty 30 years ago, 25 years ago, all the guys that are dead now, I interviewed them all. The captain was already dead, but I interviewed the first mate, all of them. And I would go on errands, have the judge advocate general on that ran the secret trial, and he would say, and it all came out later, but first the ship gets strafed and bombed and torpedoed. Most decorated ship in U.S. history.
Yep.
Survived for over a day being attacked. The captain tied his guts in.
Yeah, they left him out there for a day.
Yeah.
They wanted to
then they finally sent Israeli commandos on helicopters, and a bunch of the jets refused when they saw the American flag, so they sent more jets. They court-martialed the guys that wouldn't. They went public. So credit to the Jews. A bunch of them went public. That's how we know about it. But LBJ, when they send the fighter wings off the aircraft carrier 100 miles away to defend it, they go, the president orders the admiral to turn them back. He goes, I'm not turning them back. I want a call from the president. And then the people that want to say Israel is the only corruption in the world go, there aren't telephones then. Yeah, it's called a telephone over a satellite link. It's on record. LBJ calls them and says, turn it back to your court-martialed. I want that goddamn ship on the bottom.
Yeah, he wanted to see.
I was told this by the judge advocate general who died a month later of heart failure.
Yep. And
so all these old guys, I was the only show that would do it. They would all, like the elephant graveyard. Admiral Moore, who was the head of the Navy at the time, became the Joint Chiefs later. He came on and exposed it.
Yeah.
I had Admiral Moore on like 5-6 times. Okay? So I literally, and by the way, I've told the crew find it. I think they did find it. Chase find it. We never re-aired. We got to re-upload this stuff.
You know,
because this is gold. No one else has this. But the point is, all the Israel haters went, when I went, oh yeah, it was premeditated false flag to attack Egypt. LBJ was working with Israel. They go, you're coming for Israel. They did it alone. No, it doesn't take away Israel's guilt that LBJ was involved. It makes it more premeditated.
No, it's true, because JFK was killed and LGBT became president.
Yes.
JFK was shut down the nuclear program and shut down AIPAC. That's when they killed him.
So you get my frustration
I do it
with the people that are in the anti-Jew cult is they want to say everyone is not as holy as them. So here I am, the only person who ever exposed all of it. And because LBJ probably, I don't know if the Israelis had the plan or we did. The point is the U.S. government with Israel tried to sink that ship to blame the Egyptians to start a full war because they thought the Russians would come in on their side. World War III, Operation Northwoods 2.0. And that's the story. That's what happened. It doesn't take away from Israel's guilt. It proves it.
You're right. But President America involved with it. And the CIA was also involved with 9/11. So you can't just blame Israel. You're 100% right with all this.
Which goes to, I'm not going to blame all the Jews. I don't blame all Americans. Americans didn't know the CIA did that.
No, I agree with you. And it's sometimes, Twitter and stuff, I say things a little radical, but I realize it's really important to say, hey, it's not all Jewish people. But it would be nice if more Jewish people started speaking up against this stuff too. Especially
I agree. Hey, quick plug, and I have no idea what you're going to say because it's not pre-planned. 45 minutes ago, you took my methylene blue. Do you feel it?
Yeah, it's really good.
How good? I want an honest assessment.
No. Honestly, it's amazing. Like, I think mine's amazing too. And this is the only other methylene blue that's like on the same level of it. It's like really high quality.
Look, I was honest. 6 years ago, my medical doctor, I went and got my genetic test, all this. He goes, you take methylene blue, anything USP. I ordered it, didn't really feel it. My wife liked it a lot. We got 5 or 6 brands. Ours is like 10 times stronger. So I want to try yours too. It's always good to have multiple suppliers.
You also actually might have with me. If I have it with you, I'll give it to you here.
Yeah. So then I took this like 6 months ago and I was like, oh my God, this is a game changer. How does our ultramethylene blue, it's out of Florida, medical grade. What are you feeling?
I feel it just gives you a little more clarity, a little more, it's similar to what I take, but I have taken other ones that are garbage. So any supplements you buy, you better make sure you get it from the right place. It's a legit supplement.
Yeah, and we're not even trying to differentiate here. I never sold it, even though everybody says it's great and the medical substance is wonderful, because I didn't get a big effect from it. And then finally, my main sponsor goes, no, we got a really good one. You need to try this. The crew's all bouncing off the walls for 2 weeks. I finally take it and go, oh, my gosh. Now I know what people are talking about.
Because there's lots of bad products out there. That's why.
But that pisses me off. Why don't those other companies want to put a real one out to sell you again and again and again? It'd be like a restaurant that sells you dog shit to eat. You get sick and never come back. Why would you not want to sell good food? I don't understand it.
Yeah, you want an excellent product. People come back over and over.
These idiots, man. I'm not even sure the stuff out there is even methylene blue.
Yeah, it's a product. I hadn't even heard of it like 6 months ago, a year ago maybe. Guy pitched it to me and I'm like, oh, I'll try it. I'm like, oh, this actually works. He used it. He was a fighter who had really bad concussions and he used it to get rid of the concussions. So fighters are using this now for the head trauma.
Well, people then say, oh, is it good for you? Better talk to your physician because you're on different drugs that can really mess you up like SSRIs. But no, it literally is one of the oldest drugs ever patented. We don't sell it as a drug, as a supplement. 1870s, the Germans, they had rat studies, 1890s. It literally, like, basically regrows brain cells. I mean, it is bizarre how amazing it is.
It's one of the only products that, that couple supplements and that's all I take. So,
well, ours is amazing, and it's funding this operation, and it's. I mean, my workouts are way better on it.
You look way better, by the way.
Well, I still,
way healthier, and
I did really good. I was working out 7 days a week for 7-8 months, and I've cut back to about 5 days because I've been so busy. But I need to, as I don't want to get big, and unfortunately I'm getting bigger. I want to get lean and mean. But yeah, I'm definitely game changer.
Yeah, like I said, you look healthy. You're at a pace, maybe I think there's lots.
I was a fat ass.
I think you were getting stressed out by what you were dealing with. It was evil what they did to you. It had you a little stressed.
Well, it wasn't me. It got to me, but they did a bunch of stuff to my family.
Yeah, and that's evil, nasty people. But
they openly said to me, they said, "We want you to stop attacking and stop talking about us, and we'll just leave you alone." I was like, "No,
fuck that. You can't be a coward. They want you shut down." Let's switch back to Israel real quick. What do you think their end game is?
I mean, Netanyahu is super unpopular. He stays in power with his October 7th stand down, and they want to leverage the world with the U.S. superpower behind them. Israeli newspapers say, we're the new superpower, we control America. I mean, Israel's bragging they control America.
Yep.
And I don't think they fully control it now. And I never really, on the threat board, I saw Israel mainly trying to control our foreign policy in the Middle East. But now, I mean, it's out in the open, Susie Wiles, the rest of them. So I'll be damned. I mean, I'm not going to go along with it.
Yeah, there's also,
I mean, the last time Israel had this much power was 24 years ago with Netanyahu and 9/11. So I think I mean, obviously the next move for Israel is a big false flag to get us into full World War III.
Yep, they've done it before, So they've people, it sounds so crazy, but when you look at the information is all there. And they want the Greater Israel Project. They want to rebuild the Third Temple. They want to sacrifice the red heifer. They really believe this, including people in our government. They really want to bring back the Antichrist. I don't know why some Christians want to do this. They're not trying to bring back Christ. They're trying to bring back the Antichrist in the Third Temple. They used to do millions of animal sacrifices there every day. That's when Jesus went in and raided the temple with the bankers and the animal sacrifice. That's when he had the whip and he came in and attacked him premeditated.
The money changers.
Yep, that's what got him crucified.
Well, all I know is that mainline Protestant churches, and I brought up a Protestant, literally don't talk about Jesus, they talk about Israel all day long.
It's insane.
And Israel is out in the open now trying to control the United States. You can't deny it.
And they spit on Christians. So why do Protestants love Israel?
But I mean, there's like 100 different sects over there. So there's some of those, they'll spit on each other too. I don't
think most do that no more to Israel. I've been to Israel, no one spit on me. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, look, here's the deal. Say whatever you want about Jews, but in history, they've been very competent. And they've been, I mean, people say Judeo-Christian, they get mad, but the Abrahamic religion, Christianity, does come out of Judaism. And Jesus said, I've not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. And he was there to reprove Israel and what they were doing and predicted that their temple would be destroyed before the generation was over. And Titus 70 years later did it in 70 AD. And, the Germans envisioned the bomb, Jews made it. So, to sit back and not say that the Jews are exceptional, I mean, I think on average, Jews are exceptionally good. They're exceptionally bad. I mean, I think any exceptional group are going to have issues. I think it's been argued by a lot of historians that exception-wise, you can say the Germans are the only group that's given the Jews a run for their money in the most development of technology and science and literature and art. The Jews recognize that, by the way. And notice that was those guys going in at World War II. So it's kind of like, the biggest dogs get in a fight. And my deal is I'd rather not do that. I'd rather get everybody together with a common goal and just stop all this.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to alienate Jews in general. I want to proselytize them, into a different system. And see, that's why it came out that Israel in 47 till the 60s, all over the Middle East, all over Europe, Spain, Portugal, Iraq, Syria, Turkey, bombed Jewish synagogues themselves. This is declassified. It's public.
Yep.
To blame Muslims and white supremacists to make Jews move to Israel.
Yeah, that's 100%. I know about this too.
Yeah, exactly. And the Levant affair and all of it. I'm not blowing up Jewish synagogues. I don't want that. But see that weird, that's not Jews in general. The real power these corrupt Jewish groups get is getting Jews persecuted because they're so successful. They then give all their money to the kingpin mafia, who then protect them. You know about Madeleine Albright's dad was one of the main Jews. Low level was Soros, who would go and tell Jews, we'll get you out of the country, and had deals with Nazis, and most of the time they would betray them and keep their money.
Wow.
Did you know that?
I didn't know
about the head rabbi saying it's better to have a cow in Palestine than all the Jews that don't come here. Wow. Basically, it was a plan.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of these...
Hitler was looking to put the Jews in Israel.
Yeah, he was sending them there, too, through that. What do they call that? I forget the name of it, but he had some agreement to send the Jews there.
Yeah, no, this is
a small group of Jews
plan
that are manipulating them, and they want the other Jews to think everyone hates them, be fair, and be scared, and feel this way. And
that's my point. If we play into that, I'd rather not even convert Jews. My view is just pro-human. I actually want the Jews. I'm serious. Like, yeah. I want them. I want everybody. Everybody gets look at black and white fight with each other. It's retarded. And you got the black leaders and the white leaders manipulating us against each other. See what I'm saying, Jake?
Yeah, I think one thing with Jews, though, they do, you could argue a good or a bad thing. They work together a lot better than any other race. So Jews, not all, but typically they'll always put a Jew before a non-Jew. So they work together. That's why they would work together and create Israel.
The same. I'm not comparing Jews to pedophiles, but that's how pedophiles took over the Catholic Church. That's how they took over the Boy Scouts. Anything is they get a few pedophiles in and they only recruit their own people.
Yeah, so you look like BlackRock, Vanguard. They're not putting anyone that's not Jewish towards the top. So they only help each other for these big position rules. Like you look at the Biden.
While those very Jewish lobbies promote that white people are inherently evil and are only promoting whites, when whites are number 9 on a racial scale of who has the most money, it's Asians are the first.
Yep.
And Jews.
Well, I think Jews first, then
Asians. Yeah. What I'm saying is exactly the average white person is not in some secret club, and then it's Jewish lobby mainly teaching people that whites are in some secret club. Newsflash: we ain't in some secret club, folks.
Well, that's what was so crazy. I was out doing this.
Jake, you're white. We're gonna give you a special deal.
Yeah, no, I was out doing disaster relief, and the ADL attacked us. They have an ethno state with only Jews, and they attacked us because that I'm not part of the group, but they're a white only group, and it's like we were out there helping people. We weren't asking them, what race they were. We were just helping anyone that needed help. And they were, and the ADL was like, how dare these? He tried to get Abbott to not let them in. When Abbott would probably do it too.
Abbott's got this thing where any contractor for the state has to pledge to Israel.
That's another crazy one too. All these states are passing laws where you can't work for the government unless you're doing a pledge to Israel. Like we don't have to pledge to any of these states. Why do American citizens have to pledge to another country?
Imagine if they said you got to pledge to Republicans. No one put up with it.
Yeah,
or the Democrats,
or China or Mexico.
No, they're sanctioning the town just south of here. What's the name of it? I'm having one of those moments. What's the town just south of here? Not Kyle, the one next to that. I love everybody.
Are they not putting...
It's one of those great moments. They just talk in my mic. They don't even know either.
Well, a town at least. What's the town?
Wow, incredible. Well, there's San Antonio, there's New Braunfels, and then there's... They can't even do it.
Dallas, I'm sure.
Well, we definitely got...
The city.
And they can't even talk to them. I'm not mad at the crew. They just I hear whispering. Wow.
I don't hear anything.
Now, let's just stop until we know this answer. No, this is one of those moments. San Marcos. Okay. I love how Israel won't tell me what to say here. Because I'm supposed to get told.
It was the Jews.
And then I asked Netanyahu, who's in the control room, to tell me San Marcos. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember it. Sorry. San Marcos, the state's sanctioning them because one city council member said boycott Israel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whether you love Israel, hate Israel, that is un-American and dangerous.
We're Americans. We can boycott anyone we can. They don't even do it to America, but they say you can't boycott Israel. And there's also anti-Semitism laws. Like I have a right to not like a Jew. If I don't want to like a Jew, I don't have to hate Jews. But I legally in America can hate Jews if I want. Who are they to say?
Well, but get the Streisand effect. If everybody says if you're not for open borders, you're anti-Semitic, or if you're not for having your kid's dick cut off, you're anti-Semitic. People go, what is this anti-Semitic? You get called Hitler all day, you start investigating it.
Exactly.
And a lot of people go, well, screw it, I'm Hitler.
But that's what happens. They call me anti-Semitic and a Jew here so much, so why am I going to argue with them? Eventually just sure.
By the way, I'm not mad at the crew. I couldn't remember San Marcos either. It's just that I'm like, what?
It was the Jews.
I put all these mics in there, and they're like... I'm supposedly being told what to say minute to minute by whoever's in there, but notice I love it. They couldn't get on the microphone and tell me.
But no, I think they're just driving people by constantly being attacked. Well, like you said, the opposite. Well, you said you're not talking about it enough, so it made you be like, fuck you, I'm not going to attack about it. The same thing when they tell me like, oh, you're an anti-Semite. You're like,
yeah, but here's the deal. I was already under total globalist attack. And And I guess it was because I exposed 9/11. That's what Tucker thinks. So and you go to these law firms. I mean, they are Israeli. You know,
you were doing this many years before me. So
well, it's not about who did it first. The point is, I'm trying to do Big Tent. I don't care if you're a Zoroaster, a Hindu, a Christian, a Muslim, a Jew. If you don't want nuclear war and you want freedom, I support you. And I just don't want to make it about that, but it's being made about that. And I'm being told I'm anti-Semitic if I don't want to have nuclear war with Iran. So I'm just like, all right, you got what you want. I can't handle it anymore.
It's been forced on us, I think. It's one of those situations where...
Yeah, it's been forced, so...
And they've just been massacring kids for 2 years straight. I don't know if you ever go to those Telegram channels. I had to stop going because it's just devastating what is.
Oh, it's terrible. Well, I mean, you know, if you're against communism, you're a white supremacist. So people have been told this so much... That's what's happening. All right, Jake Shields, JJ. Jake Shields,
AJJ, Fightback Podcast.
Fightbackpodcast.com.
If you want to get merch, the fight, where I'm basically podcasts everywhere. Podcasts can be found.
All right, well, we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, thanks so much.
You bet.
As many of you know, I have many controversial guests, so that comes at a cost of being demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support the program, go to fightbackpodcast.com, and I have all kinds of merch on there, whether it's jiu-jitsu, fighting, political, and other accessories. And thanks for the support.